Welcome back to another Surface Space. Super exciting to have you all here. We have a lot of new speakers today, which is obviously exciting. So we're gonna do, as usual, an open forum session. Keeping it simple, quick intros, project updates, ecosystem questions, and an alpha round before we wrap up. So having that said, let's go to the introductions. I'm just gonna throw it over to Toast first, because do you want to have the co-host? Because I think Empress is not coming on stage. Well,
Yeah, you can give me the co-host.
all right. I think I can have two co-hosts, right? But Toast, go ahead. The mic's yours.
Yes, you can have two co-hosts. Hello, I'm Toast. I am a Hyperliquid user from way back in the day, 2023, and I'm still here. Mostly these days, my work is focused on supporting the growth of the Hyper-EVM ecosystem. Yeah, Empress and myself and Groot, we have our own show, our own spaces called DeFi for Dummies, where we try to educate folks on DeFi and new protocols coming in the ecosystem, and generally just like to hang out and try to do stuff in the ecosystem. I don't do much perps trading anymore, but back in the day, I did quite a bit. That's my background. I guess I could just hand the mic over to someone else if you want to popcorn it. Or Andre, why don't you pass the mic?
Hey guys, I'm Andre, co-founder and CTO of Hypersurface. We are building a protocol for structured yield or volatility yield. So basically giving people a way to earn yield on any asset by selling volatility. I come basically from a mix of software engineering and finance backgrounds. I used to work at Coinbase, left to build DeFi products 5 years ago. So here I am, still building DeFi products. Who wants to talk next?
I can jump in. This is Ace. I'm representing both Nest Exchange and the Hype Engine today. We are sister, partner, brother protocols. I'm the co-founder of both. Chief Strategy Officer. I have a long history of DEX research and metadex design research, and excited to finally build a metadex on top of a layer 1 and a layer 1 token that really matters. And we are live as of last week, but Nest rewards for liquidity providers starts tonight at midnight UTC. So it's very exciting. Get your liquidity in and you'll start to earn Nest tokens today. And we could talk more about what that means on the call here today. I'll kick it over to Dills.
Hi guys. Very happy to be here. Thanks again for the invitation at Hypersurface. Always a pleasure. So I'm Dylan, co-founder of Automatos, huge DeFi user from 2017. Actually, I checked my history this week and I was like, okay, it's 2017. And co-founder of Automatos. So very quickly, Automato, we're building the Automato OS, an automation engine that power on-chain workflows and agents across EVM ecosystem. And on top of it, we've built the Hyper-EVM DeFi assistant that scan your wallet and send contextual portfolio-aware alerts only when something important change. So no noise, only alpha. And we received tons of amazing feedback this week. So thank you guys. You're becoming more and more to use the agent. So we are about to deploy more intelligence into it, more. So far it's alert. Very soon it will be even more. So small things coming. And so thanks again for being here. And I'm very excited.
All right. I'll throw it over to, I'm excited that you're here, by the way, Hype Economist. We've connected basically from the first day that I was with Hypersurface, connected daily along the way. You've been there from day one. You've been a supporter from day one. So first of all, thank you for that. And I'm throwing it over to you. Maybe you can do a quick introduction. I think everyone knows you over here. Great account.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, we've been talking for a while now. Basically, I'm full degen in crypto since like 2020 and have traded a few coins before that, but since 2020 I've been doing everything and a lot of things wrong, like NFTs, DeFi, trading, whatever, but full-time degen. And over the last 6 to 8 months, super focused in on growing Twitter and especially focused on the Hyperliquid ecosystem, trying to talk to as many teams as possible and just trying to help builders get out in the Twitter space and show their products and help them wherever I can.
Amazing. Thanks a lot for being here. Next one. Who want to go next, guys? I think we have Deacon. Let's go. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Vitaly. I'm the co-founder of Beacon Trade. Beacon Trade is a data-driven trading experience on Hyperliquid. Essentially, we index all of the trades, open positions, and liquidations across Hyperliquid and generate trading signals for users to better navigate the sort of trading landscape. I've been around since 2017. Initially in the early days of Ethereum DeFi ecosystems, as early as CryptoKitties, essentially. But it's been quite a big journey to arrive to where we are today in terms of the progress we've made in the ecosystems. Yeah.
Just to follow up with Vit. I'm Fran. I'm working on Beacon with him. My background, similarly, 2017, 2018, mainly running on the infra side of things. So running blockchain, validators, RPC, infrastructure, staking services. And now together we're building also an infrastructure play, analysis of all decentralized trading that's happening. And yeah, happy to meet you guys and thanks for the invite.
Let's go. Awesome that you guys are with us as well. A lot of new speakers. Another new speaker, Jan. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you for inviting me, guys. So yeah, I'm Jan. I'm running a DeFi focus accelerator called Hypernest, and nothing to do specifically with Nest exchange and either Hyperliquid as well, because we are chain agnostic. But we got some projects working on right now, and so it's really exciting to be there. And for my background, before I joined Hypernest a few years ago, I ran one of the biggest deep tech incubator in France, and so my background is mostly in tech and deep tech startup like AI and quantum technologies, but I'm fully into crypto since 2017 as well. So yeah, that's it.
Man, France has taken over the spaces.
Hello, friends. Actually, know well in Telecom. It's a nice one. Yeah, congrats.
Nice. All right, all right. So let's go to another one. Hypertrends. I don't think we had you yet.
Yeah, hi. So guys, I'm Orion, co-founder at Hyperchain. It's my pleasure to be here to introduce Hyperchain to all of you. So at the core of Hyperchain is our credit engine algorithm that extract and interprets data from an address on-chain trading behavior, social graph, and the interaction footprints, and transforms them into a dynamic credibility scores. So with this credit engine, Hyperchain has the ability to offer a series of products and services such as trader certification, copy trading, under collateralized lending, and even cross-chain identity trust, pushing the entire Web3 ecosystem into a new era of on-chain reputation. So for now, our meta version of product is already in its early build out, and we will start gray box testing next week for this version. Copy trading and NFT system are going live. So if any of you are interested in joining the test and maybe collect some NFTs, feel free to DM us for the invite code. That's it. Thanks for your...
Amazing. Thanks a lot for the introduction, man. Interesting. I like it. A lot of new speakers. So another new one, Simply Staking. Last but not least, I think.
Hello. Yeah, so I'm Damien from Simply Staking. We're a SOC 2 compliant blockchain infrastructure company. We've been in the space since 2018, predominantly providing validation services to most major ecosystems. We also provide high quality and fully cloud independent RPC and data APIs for over 200 networks, including the Hyper-EVM, where we're trying to help support builders and other teams in the ecosystem with these high quality RPCs. Pleasure.
Awesome. Great to have you guys with us. And obviously, Simply Staking was our first editor at Hypersurface, which was great. First of many. That's obviously what we're going for. But yeah, great that you guys are with us as well. A little update, by the way, on Hypersurface. Yesterday, our points program went live. And after this spaces, we got another announcement about the points program, which will basically be the retroactive points. The early users, the people that supported us early, will have an extra drop, a head start in the point system. But yeah, that's the major update for this week. We got a lot coming, especially next week and the week after. There will be a lot of exciting stuff in the form of campaigns. Just before Christmas, we're going to accelerate to Tier 5. Oh, keep an eye, guys. All right, guys. So let's go over to an open forum discussions. I had a discussion actually today about this. So, crypto in general. I do know, by the way, that Hype Economist is not with us the whole hour, so I'm going to give the mic to him first. But I had a discussion today, both bulls and bears everywhere right now in crypto, right? In your opinion, how does 2026 look? Bullish, bearish, why? You can either talk about Hyperliquid or just crypto in general. I'm super interested in all of your opinions, so I'm throwing it over to Hype Economist, and then feel free to chime in anyone. Or if anyone wants to take over, I think Toast is, sitting on his bench like, I need to go. I need this. Go ahead, Toast. It's all yours. Take the floor.
So, market outlook for 2026 is the question?
Yes, sir.
Uh,
Basically, your thoughts. Yeah.
Yeah, directionally, I have no idea. I'm concerned about overinflated, bubble in traditional markets for the AI stuff, with a lot of the news that's come out about NVIDIA being a significant investor in various frontier AI research companies, and then they turned around and bought chips from them. So, a major correction in that at this point, it's like a big part of US GDP and the NASDAQ index. So, if there's a big correction there, it could have a contagion effect across markets. That's the biggest thing I'm looking out for. But outside of that, yeah, we all just, we're at the mercy of tariffs and monetary policy. So I don't know. I think I'm expecting a lot of chop, is what I'm saying, for next year. I can't really give a strong signal in one direction or the other. I am bullish on Hype specifically because, it captures volatility value. So, I'm comfy in my Hype spot bags. But yes, for general market trends, it's going to be tricky. I'm not really sure how to advise everyone there.
Fair enough. And I do think you're a fan of volatility, yields, maybe. Just shilling my own thing, guys. I'm sorry. Hype Economist, I think you were with us there, right? I just heard you,
Yeah.
I think.
I think.
All right, man.
Can you hear me again?
Yep, loud and clear.
Yeah, it's kind of rugging on my side, but if you can hear me, it's good. Yeah, I'm with Toast here. Like, we are in a rough spot. Like, the crypto is looking weak right now, and like equities are still pretty high levels. So if they roll over and like majors are like starting to drop harder, I think the rest of the market, like our high risk assets, will not perform pretty good. But I think it's more and more important to like do good research and like focus on high quality assets. Don't spread your funds too broadly. Focus on the like real money generating assets like Hyperliquid and like Bitcoin. Like, there's a few assets you, in my opinion at least, should always try to accumulate more of. And I'm in a spot where I would actually prefer a like longer chopping period because I feel still underexposed to Hyperliquid and the markets in general right now. So for me, more time to buy is a pretty good thing. And I think we have a good amount of high quality builder on Hyper-EVM, Hyperliquid, who will have the capital and the energy to build throughout like a longer extended period of downturn or chop. So I think all in all, we're in a good spot, and it won't be pretty probably, but this will open up a lot of opportunities for people who stick around and make smart decisions.
Sounds fair, even though it's not making me really, really happy and pumped, but I do agree. I need some FOMO, guys, please. Are there any perma bulls in the house here? Before we move on, by the way, guys, for the listeners, if you guys have any questions, we have a lot of top builders on this speaker panel, a lot of founders, team members. If you have any questions, just drop them in the comments, and we'll look at them and ask them to the founders for you. If you can't speak right now, feel free to do that. Yeah, let's continue, guys. Anyone else, or does anyone disagree? Is anyone hyper bullish for next year?
One point I do have about the Toast mentioned the AI bubble. I do feel like many of the players are the tech hyperscalers like Google and Microsoft that can take the gamble into AI and spend like hundreds of billions or tens of billions, whilst OpenAI is more susceptible to exploding since they don't have like an existing real generating cash flow in their other businesses. And the cool thing of HIP3 is we can short OpenAI if there's actually a collapse there. So Hyperliquid really fits well in that thesis of some kind of explosion in the AI space.
Great point. I was going to say something similar. It's like we're undergoing this perpification of everything on Hyperliquid, and I think we're already over $500 million in a 24-hour basis across new HIP3 markets, which is really fun to see. It's making me personally more interested in trading equities and pre-IPO tokens and crypto trader for years. And this is the first time I'm like, maybe I should see what the stock market's up to. I think one of the hopium points for next year is it's a midterm election year in the US. And that usually means politicians will say whatever they have to and make whatever changes are necessary to get the market to go in the upwards direction. So Trump will be nominating a new Fed chair. That's a huge, I would say, sea change probably from the current, more risk averse, hawkish Jay Powell. So we'll see what the market does with that information, but it's usually bullish during the midterm election years.
Interesting. And thanks a lot for a little bit of hopium. I really, really need that. I mean, I'm hoping we're having a great. I don't believe in a market run like we had in 2017 myself anymore, to be honest. Or 2016, I have to say, an alt season like that. I think there's just too much capital and, big people involved to have explosions like that. However, I am hopeful. I have to stay bullish. I have to keep building in the space. So, I do agree. I have no idea where this market is going. I get the same questions from many people always, like, should I invest in crypto or not? Personally, I say stay out of it at the moment because I simply don't know. No one knows, right? So, anyone else that does, guys?
Yeah, I can take it. I think we've been shaken out quite a lot recently, and we tend, with the government shutdown, with all the things that has happened and stuff, it was a bit of a mess. And I believe that we're getting to a place where hopefully it will be a bit more organized and good news will happen. A good friend of mine that is doing a crypto podcast and stuff, keep talking to big builder, and everything he's getting is like only like bullish news from the builder, from the big people. So in a sense, it's quite positive. I'm quite optimistic. It's just like at some points there is a bubble that will crash. Expect it to be like mid 2026. I think we are in a 0.5 year cycle, not a full cycle, 4 year, neither a 5. So let's see how it plays out. But I think the next months will be hopefully great, and that's my overall feeling.
Just wanted to do some housekeeping here since we don't have any room left on our stage. If you can we need another co-host, which should give us more slots. Looks like Empress is back in the crowd. You can pull her up as a co-host once again. I think we'll be able to get more speakers up here. I think that's how this works. Good tech. Awesome technology.
By the way, I cannot accept Empress because there are too many people on stage.
Can you throw her a co-host invitation?
She already has that. So if I...
Jeez.
Wait,
okay.
it works now. Yeah, it works.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Come on, Empress. You gotta save us here. It's not the same without you. Come on. Accept. Yeah. Here we go.
So you made it.
Can she speak or not? And at least she's with us, so we can invite some more people who are requesting to speak. Why can't I accept Kairos Toast? What's going on with this app?
I don't know. I think the update was a rug. I think that they
Yeah,
broke it.
tried everything.
All right, so yeah, I'll try to pull you up, and I'm also trying to scroll to the messages and the potential questions. I'm not sure if I see something. Anyway, all right, I'm trying, guys, but it's not working. I cannot even press the comments. Man, I hope I don't rock, by the way. If the spaces just stops out of nowhere, just know that it's not on purpose, and it's just kind of bugging. I cannot even press my mic at the moment. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, I was scared over there. So, all right, as founders and team members, guys, times like these, what advice can you give with respect to your community, especially to new people in crypto, right? Within your community. Obviously, all of us have communities. So, yeah, that's basically the questions that I want to ask to you guys.
I think it works with everything out there. You should constantly do your own due diligence, even though you might have your favorite KOL that you follow, or any Twitter account. Everyone has their own agenda to some extent, right? Especially as you said, when someone asks you, "Hey, should I invest in crypto?" Generally, you might lean towards saying no because it's just so risky out there. That even though there are some amazing projects, the first touch point that some noob has on Twitter, for example, maybe some major KOLs that are pushing some shit, right? Some shitcoin, for example, or some really questionable project. Yet it takes time to figure out who has substance, who is actually pushing something of quality out there. And so I do understand your point where you say, oh, you should stay away from crypto. Because if they are discouraged by your simple, point of like telling them to stay away, and they even like they clearly don't have the motivation to actually do their own due diligence if your simple answer will keep them away. And so yeah, it takes time. If you for anything you need to do, you want to do, you need to put in effort, spend nights. I think most of the people I know who have really managed to get something useful done in the space are people that they stay until 4 a.m. doing what needs to be done and researching, building. So yeah, things take time, and yeah, good quality work comes with obsession to some extent.
It's Ace time.
I totally agree. I think the cool thing about Web3 is the teams are so accessible. The documentation is so transparent. The community is usually very helpful. So I ask lots of questions, but beware of misinformation. There's a lot of people out there with, like you said, a hidden agenda. So definitely be critical of the sources that you're consuming information from, and do your best to distill it from the best sources. The other thing I would say is always be clicking. It's kind of it's a meme, but it's also the best way to kind of get familiar, and it is by experimentation. Doing things yourself is how it's the best way to learn. It's how I think all of us became DeFi proficient, and starting small is totally fine. I think what's cool is that when you discover something new, you experiment with it, and then you realize, oh shit, I don't really know what I'm doing, and that leads you back to educating yourself more. So I think just keep clicking.
100, Andre.
Yeah, so my kind of philosophy that I learned over time, and especially after working for a hedge fund with the guys, to like sort of the finance veterans, and what they taught me is sort of no one knows anything at all. Like even the guys at the top, they really don't know the future, and the only way you can kind of position yourself is like kind of be in the space long enough to understand what's up, to understand the trends, to understand kind of like what is your specific angle and expertise, like what is the niche that you're passionate about and deeply follow like for a long time, that you can now kind of see the signal firsthand, kind of understand the signal instead of just like following, acting on some advice of just some random Twitter account. And B is learn how to basically set up like asymmetric bets, meaning like that you never know what's going to happen, but like if you're right, you win big, and if you're wrong, you lose small, right? I think that's sort of like the core. I mean, I love books of Nassim Taleb. He's great like author on that kind of topic, where asymmetric risk and convexity and all this stuff. And that's the reason I love options, by the way. That's the reason I'm an options addict, is that no matter like if I'm right or wrong, I always know that if I'm wrecked, I'm wrecked small, and if I win big. And I think that's sort of like the core, and just like the more like advice for like complete kind of people who are new in the space is like, don't expect fast results, right? I feel like anyone who comes to crypto because they think that they're gonna like come in and make a quick buck and retire, they all get wrecked, like basically, right? Like, so I think the only people who win are the ones who who've been in space for a while, who've been through cycles, who understand it, and over time, if you stay long enough, especially if you don't give up in the bear market, that's where you can make some really good investments and end up winning long term. So that's kind of how I see it.
100%. I think a lot of, especially in these market conditions, people should be familiar with all the protocols that are, can print for you daily while you sleep, right? It's possible, but a lot of people are just lazy, want to throw $100 in a meme and then become millionaire. It happens, but not often. And there's one exception, like if Hype Economist tweets anything, I go all in. Like that's the one exception about following Twitter accounts. That's not financial advice, but that's what I'm doing. So, yeah, guys, interesting. I think, yeah, Dylan, go ahead, man.
No, I was about to say, we have an automation to do that. You can just like go, you plug your Twitter favorite accounts, and you just like do whatever, like swap USDC to Hype or whatever use case, everything on autopilot. So this you can use, it's fun actually.
Nice. So can I put a tracker on Hype Economist?
Clearly you can. Just after you can play, and you can get either like alerted or just like you can swap if you want to do so.
Automatically follow him, whatever he does.
In a second.
Wow. Guys, you got to be more familiar with Automato. But it's actually cool if you think about it, because there's a lot of people that copy trade large KOLs, right? They have Docs wallets and they basically do whatever they do. I'm not saying that it's a smart move, but I do know that there are entire communities that are following large KOLs moves. Again, use case for Automato.
Let's say it's good until like they post a shit post and you swap me. So you need to be careful.
No, 100%. I mean, in terms of airdrops, guys, because like that's obviously a major thing also in Hyperliquid. Do you guys feel forced to do an airdrop? And are you afraid if you're not doing an airdrop as a team that you have your community against you?
So it's a good point, and I will take it because I've been thinking about that this morning. I saw a post about CBB that he was talking about extractors, people and stuff, and I was thinking like, when you see the Monad airdrop, when you see all those kind of like airdrops, most of them, everyone sell, and this is it's a bit of shame. So I've been thinking of like new incentive, or like maybe you can be eligible, and then it's just a thought that I'm putting out there, but then you deserve your airdrop. So maybe by using the products more and more, you unlock more and more of your tokens that have been kind of like reserved for you, or this kind of thing. I would say the airdrop has been a great era, but now it's become so easy, and people just like get so used and spoiled, so they just like, oh, thank you, bye, and then they even leave the product and stuff. So this is a place where we need a airdrop 2.0 era to be able to give back some power into this marketing initiative, because it's a beautiful thing. I mean, you get paid for using the product. So for just like using a product, what we were discussing last week, imagine Duolingo just give you like, I don't know, $1,000 because you learn Spanish. It's amazing, right? Things that doesn't happen in Web 2, and it happened in Web 3, and no one is grateful anymore. So I believe we need to find a new airdrop mechanism that will keep people grateful. So that's my take on that. I've been thinking about this today, actually.
Interesting. Yeah, it's an interesting conversation. What do you guys think? Anyone else about feeling forced to do an airdrop, or not at all?
Maybe on my side, I can share an experience. Well, I have a very, very strong position about airdrop and all kind of incentives, actually. I think in the space we are using that too much without any caution, and it's like damageable for a lot of projects. I think in the future we should use that really carefully. We should find other mechanisms for sure to reward some users, some people that are using our protocols. And at the end, I think it's the product that should speak for itself. The products, the UX, the UI, and people should use it because it's good and not because it's rewarding. So, I mean, at the end, if you want to build a real company, you have to build a real product that's going to be used without any incentives. So incentives are good, airdrop are good, but come on, use that with a lot of caution, guys. That's my strong position on that.
Let's go. Ace.
Yeah, I agree. Product market fit is your primary goal as a builder, and you want to know who your users are and how they're using the product before you just decide to distribute a bunch of tokens. I mean, especially if the tokens are valuable and you believe your product's going to have long-term value, like that's your livelihood. So I actually had a call last night with a dev who was asking about our launch, and I said, yeah, we launched the product with the token at the same time. They're extremely intertwined. And he's like, wait, you guys didn't do like a pre-product or a free token airdrop campaign to get distribution? And I said, no, it's the way that it works is through incentivizing users with the token. And it actually has the same time. And it sort of blew his mind. And it makes me think we're onto something, at least with our mechanism. But yeah, it really comes down to, you want to make sure the tokens are going to the people that are most aligned with you guys long term as builders, and they're not going to just disappear as soon as they get their airdrop to move on to the next thing, because mercenary capital is probably the largest basket of tokens out there, and that's not the type of user you want to attract before you've got product market fit.
Well said. Hi home as a stand up.
Thanks for giving the mic, Hypersurface. I was off earlier whenever we was introducing himself, but probably X was bugging. But yeah, let's put it aside. So when it comes to airdrop, right, I think coming from a user's perspective, I think we should actually try to understand how the user think and how funders think. There are two different ways, right? Now, I'm going to be making some examples about airdrop, because most users be like, oh, you're attracting probably the wrong set of people. But I'm going to be putting this out to founders, right? You know, when you actually build your product and you have a point system going on, right? Now you attract different lot of people. you have a lot of people flood in, right? And I believe the issues products are having is the ability to retain them. Right. The funny thing there is, in as much as people come into a project, get a liquidity or get these airdrops and leave, they are actually using other products in the ecosystem. They are actually using other products on Web3 in this same in different chains, right? Because they are also trading. Most airdrop, some of them trade, some of them swap, some of them bridge. They use those products, right? And I think the issues, I think what founders should be looking out to is how do we retain them? Now, take for example, Hyperliquid did an airdrop, right? Good and fine. But do you know that most people retain? Most people literally like we stand on Hyperliquid nevertheless. Like we love this product. So I think to my own perspective, I know I'm in a builders space. My own perspective is let's tend to work more on the products rather than just care about airdrop or giving it out to anybody out there. Right. Anyone can still we always use it if the product is I believe the product is good enough. That's it from my perspective, by the way. Yeah, no this anything. Yeah. I think VS has hand raised.
Sweet. Yeah, go ahead, man. VS Beacon.
Yeah, hello. Yeah, I think airdrops are not going to really get rid of them. I think if you have multiple competing protocols with each other, the one that's going to do the airdrop is going to attract more users and more liquidity. And even if the liquidity is temporary, you're going to have a percentage that stays. You come for the airdrop, but you stay for the product kind of scenario. And then if your product, isn't that good, then the liquidity will obviously leave over time. Other than that, I think airdrops are pretty good for marketing. And it's more about what happens after the airdrop in terms of how the tokens are distributed, who the VCs are, and things like that, which make or break your protocol and not necessarily the airdrop itself, I would say.
Well said. Well said. Anyone else has opinions on airdrops or,
And okay, let me just chip this in, by the way. I'm big, I don't know, I'm big on this airdrop thing because it's something I believe I've spoken about, and I speak about it a lot because I think farmers on this space are being demonized. That's the thing. A lot of people demonize. You come into the project, you take and you leave, and I am like, the product was good enough. If the product was built in a way to retain these people, they would have stayed. That's the thing. We have product that might literally not survive the long run. But do you know that most people come onto a program like want to farm this project, but when they get into a program like, I love this interface, love how this project is, I believe in the future. Oh, they are building way more than just the points, right? But I think the issues we are facing in the Web3 space is our founders double down too much on the points and the airdrop system. That's what they talk most of the time about. Like, we have this point system come on, we have this airdrop coming. Of course, we're going to attract farmers, we're going to attract these people. But when they come in,
you're rugging.
I think we lost him.
I think Elon just silenced him. He doesn't agree.
He didn't want to conclude.
I'm sorry, hi home. You rocked. I'm not sure if you can still hear me.
I can still hear. I'm sorry if I'm good now. I'm sorry, guys. So yeah, let me just close that out. I'm sorry. I tend to overspeak, but yeah, let me just close out. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, you guys go ahead.
No worries. I bet hi home that whatever protocol on Hyperliquid right now, if you get an airdrop of like $2,000, you would instantly swap it to Hype. Admit it.
Of course, I'm going for Hype. No, I'm not going. I'm a big Hyper looking back to come on. We're sticking Hype.
And here, ladies and gentlemen, we just identified the issue. I'm sorry, hi home. It is what it is, but that is the thing right now. If you're building on an ecosystem, and obviously Hype, it's promising. A lot of people trust Hype, so doing an airdrop will, instantly get swapped to Hype, right? Plus, exactly, and I think a lot of people are also afraid of that, right? So I actually want to hold my token, but if 99 others are going to dump the token, I have to dump the token as well before it's worthless, right? So usually airdrop just means sell pressure, and if you have a way to back up that sell pressure, I see Ace, by the way. Can we put him up somehow? Yeah, if you have a way to calculate that sell pressure and have a way to have guaranteed buy pressure, then it would be great, obviously, because having hundreds or thousands of wallets from day one is obviously a great thing. But yeah, there's a lot of risk to it. So Thanks a lot for answering that question, guys. Super interesting. Hypertrend, do you have any ideas about airdrops? Do you consider airdrop as a good strategy, or would you stay away from it?
Yeah, I do. So actually, for me, I think it's a complicated question. So you have to consider it from, many different ways. Like if you want to gain or access some users or loyal or faithful users, airdrop is a good way to gain them. I don't really totally agree with what you said. Like it means sell pressure. Because I don't think like developers need to feel pressure about like doing airdrop, because the real thing, the thing really matter to to a project or to a developers is your users' expectation. You need to know how to like manage your users' expectation. For example, for us, we don't we may not like do any airdrop at this stage, but we do provide our users like a chance to collect NFTs at this stage. Our NFT stage includes like governance NFTs and achievement NFTs. In the future, users can sell our governance NFTs in the market. It's a sort of another way to do the airdrop.
Fair point. Fair point. I agree. Yeah, definitely a few good points you touched on there. I think it's an endless discussion, right? And it also depends on market conditions and just depends on a lot of things. So, hey, we got a new co-host. Hey, you're back.
Yes, I am. Thank you for the honor.
You're number one now. Alrighty, guys. I think we got about 10 minutes left. So what I want to do basically is do an alpha round. I want to, just. By the way, it's tomorrow's Thanksgiving. I'm not American, but I mean, you guys should be hyped AF. I think the atmosphere is a little bit down. It might be the market conditions, but you guys should be partying already, right? Or am I wrong? I'm not sure how many Americans we have here, but
Country work. By the way, just saying, I'm going to take some days off of this space. I'm going on a road trip and disconnecting, driving to see family, and I'm very much looking forward to that time away, because I've been locked in for months. It's a lot. So you won't see much of me starting after the spaces really, and through the weekend. And don't ruin the markets while I'm away. Feel free to pump them though.
Don't watch your wallet too much, huh? Because hype might be in $100.
Let's go. Yes, that's right. I have no liquidation levels, so I'm just going to be sleeping well.
If a lot of Americans are going on vacation for Thanksgiving, do we expect high volatility, low volume days? That's the question.
Yep. I think you're right. What do you guys expect, by the way, by the holidays? Like, that's another discussion, right? People go off. Other people say, no, it's underestimated. During Christmas, it's an opportunity to stand out while others rest. How do you guys feel about that?
Usually pretty slow over the holiday weekends. Yeah, limited volatility. So great time to provide liquidity.
Depending on the market condition, the Thanksgiving typically goes two ways. Either it's like, you are the crypto guy, tell me more, tell me what I should be buying, or probably this one is gonna look more like, oh, you're still doing this crypto thing, and so I'm kind of bracing myself.
I have to agree there. It's like going to a birthday where you're the only crypto guy sitting in the corner of a couch, and they either, don't say anything at all because crypto is going really well, or it's super funny that you're in crypto because Bitcoin just crashed with 30%, right? I totally feel you guys on that one. All right, guys. So alpha round. Let's close the space bullish. I just need to know. Obviously, some of you guys launched a token recently, Ace, for example. Give us some alpha, guys, one by one. What's coming up for a project? Where should we look out for? Do you got any partnerships coming up? Do you got anything exciting coming up? Because maybe we should keep an eye on specifically on your project during the holidays. Let's go.
All right, I'll start since you called me out. Everything that I tell you here will be posted in our Discord and Telegram in the next couple of hours. So you're going to hear it first from me. We just crossed 2.7 million TVL on our exchange, which is really exciting considering emissions and Nest token rewards are not going live until 0 UTC tonight. So people are excited to start earning Nest. So that's kind of the big news. Put your liquidity on the exchange. You can start to generate some rewards. We will be supporting the Kinetic token launch on Nest. We'll have 3 pools actually. So depending on how you like to LP, whether you like to pair with Hype or Kinetic Hype or USDH, you're going to be taken care of. I hope a lot of you guys get a good airdrop and can continue to utilize those tokens to generate some additional rewards on the various Hyper-EVM exchanges. And I think what's really cool is that if you're inexperienced or want to try something new, we'll be rolling out our automated liquidity manager today. So it actually takes care of rebalancing for you. You don't have to consistently, remove liquidity and rebalance it to make sure you're in range. It does that for you. And what I suggest you should do with all of the Nest rewards you earn is lock those tokens up and deposit them into the Hype Engine vault. Everyone who's in there will be compounding and building their VE Nest position, which gives them all of the voting rewards generated by the protocol. And then once the Hype Engine is live, we'll give you weekly distributions of Mega Hype, the amplified Hype token that represents the treasury. So lots I just said. I'm sorry if you don't get it quite right now, but that's all good. Come in the Discord, ask questions. We'll make sure you are ready to go. Thanks for having me, and happy holidays, everyone.
That's what I call an alpha round, Ace. Thank you for taking the lead. That's bullish. And, I think you kind of set the standard pretty high right now. Let me do this for Hypersurface then. Like I said in the beginning, we have we're going to accelerate with campaigns. A little alpha. We're going to start with our NFT partners. Catball, they're not here this time. They were on every space, but not today. But anyway, we have, for example, Catball, we have Pip, and we have Hypeo, and we also have Hyper. Those are not our direct partners, but there's still a campaign coming for those holders. So basically, guys, what you can do once these campaigns go live, you can actually grab yourself a super cool NFT based on that certain project, right? This NFT, this POS NFT, however you want to call it, is giving you instant rewards, but this will also be your entry to a later gated campaign wars within our app and social. So keep that in mind. So first of all, you can grab a fantastic artwork. Secondly, it will give you both instant rewards plus long-term rewards. That's the major alpha. Obviously, our points program has gone live as well. Retroactive points will be added soon. Some extra features like a leaderboard will be implemented soon. And there will be a lot of growth on the Hypersurface side. From our side. So that's my alpha. Keep an eye on the socials and make sure to grab that pass. I'm just saying it once. Just make sure if you hold an NFT of any of these projects, grab that pass. Over to the next. All right, then I'm just going to throw the mic if you're all super shy. I don't bite. I'm a really kind guy. I will never call you out. I just do that with Ace. That's the only guy. I'm sorry, Ace, but I do this with Toast as well. Shit, I'm actually a jerk sometimes. Anyway, so let's throw it over to Simply Staking then. An alpha round. Give us something.
Right. So yeah, I mean, we're seeing a lot of new projects and lots of new developers entering the space. And from our end, we're going to keep on shipping and upgrading our infrastructure to ensure that we can continue to support all of these, new teams, new people coming into the space so that, in the next round and the next cycle, we would be supporting the next and best projects that would come out. Maybe they would also have an airdrop. But yeah, I mean, from our end, we're just going to keep on doing what we do best, which is providing infrastructure.
Sweet. Thank you. All right, next one. I'm going to throw it over to Jan Hypernest. What have you coming up? Where are you going to accelerate? Can you drop any alpha, or maybe a name is too much to ask, but give us something.
Yeah, no, maybe not a pure alpha, just saying that we are partnering right now with some big players in the privacy ecosystem because we strongly believe this trend is going to last and that privacy is going to be there in DeFi to improve our relationship with TradFi and institutional people. So I think it's a really big topic to dive into. I think you should all guys, interest yourself into privacy project and see how you can maybe implement that into your project, collaborate with guys like that. I think it's really important for the space and for the future of the industry to work on privacy. So yeah, that's not a pure alpha, but yeah, just privacy is a trend that's gonna last, I think.
Interesting as well. Maybe I'm gonna keep this in mind for the next spaces. Privacy is definitely a big topic to talk about. Awesome. Thank you, Jan. It was great having you with us. Right. So, Dylan, why? I expected you to just take the mic and rock it, but now I'm gonna just throw it at you.
Okay, I take it. No, thank you. So yeah, Automato, we're building a lot of we're shipping a lot of integration every day. So the good part about our DeFi assistant is it's a setup, set it and forget it. So the more integration we're shipping for you, you don't have any other setup to do. So for example, we shipped all the NFT, all the integrations. So we have Hyper, we have Catball that we announced actually today or tomorrow. So it's teasing. We have all the major NFT collection. So now if you have the DeFi assistant launched and you have any type of incentives proposed by, for example, you, Hypersurface and stuff, you will get notified 1 minute later you post on Twitter. So this is a very good incentive to have the DeFi assistant on. And yeah, so we keep shipping more and more. A lot of cool stuff are coming that I cannot say today, but more integration, big partnership actually with one of the biggest player in the Hyper-EVM ecosystem. So yeah, we're quite grateful and stay in touch.
Sweet. Oh, one question, by the way, Dylan, that I wanted to ask you before. In terms of your business model, right? Is Automato gonna charge a fee at a later stage, or a sign-up fee, or how does it work? If you don't mind me asking.
No, of course, it's a great question that we have a lot. So we're trying to, I will be really transparent. We're trying to give a lot of value for the ecosystem to get distribution. We've been building a lot. We have a beautiful tech, but the goal of this product is to be well known, to be trusted, and to have distribution to bring value. At some point, when we reach to this stage, we believe that we will have so many maybe features, such as imagine you get liquidated, we will be able to call you in the middle of the night. These kind of things might be something that we will charge for. So this is one path that we are taking, that we might take. And another one is we might introduce as well some swap automatically into the DeFi assistant. So same, imagine you're about to get liquidated. Imagine we just pre-build a transaction for you and be like, okay, you can exit as fast as one button click. So this is something that might get into the DeFi assistant in the long run, but not today. Today is more distribution, we're giving value. We built a lot of very useful alerts and alpha today, and let's see in the future how it goes.
Awesome, and thanks a lot for answering that. Clarifies a lot for sure. Kairos, I'm not sure if I gave you the mic already. I know you wanted to speak for a while. Please feel free to take the stage. My bad if I didn't give you the mic before. If we're not rugging, obviously, all right, so then I'll just throw it on to Beacon. Yeah, let's go.
So for us, we're going to have a referral system coming around next week, which is pretty exciting to get our product out there. And we're building on pretty new interesting signals. For example, the one I'm most excited about is whenever a new wallet gets funded on Hypercore, and they kind of open up a position, we'll be notified that above certain thresholds. So you'll kind of see, if insiders are moving, somebody knows something, they just funded a fresh wallet and they just opened up a large position. I believe we've seen a couple of them happen in the past weeks or months. For example, what happened with Bobcat, I believe, around 8 wallets got newly funded over 8 hours. We saw that and we're like, okay, we need that as an alert because that's just pretty cool to have. So that's one of the biggest things I'm excited about. Apart from that, we'll have way more signals coming out with regards to users. Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks a lot for sharing. Andres, is there anything you want to share before I'm closing up the space?
No, I mean you said it all pretty much. Excited for all the campaigns that's coming, adding new assets constantly, adding new markets. Just getting ready for the next year and what it brings, and I'm sure it brings lots of volatility, and volatility is what we're about. So yeah, excited for the holiday season. Amazing space. Thanks, guys.
Alrighty. Then I would say, guys, thanks a lot for being here. Next week, next week is still not the holidays, I guess. We're gonna do something different. We're gonna try out something different. We're gonna do a do or don't spaces. Basically, the founders that are attending can only answer with do or don't. Gonna be a bit tricky, gonna be a bit fun, but that's some alpha that I'm sharing about the next space. Yep. So I hope you guys will be here again. If you dare, of course. It's gonna be fun. I'll prepare something nice. And yeah, for all the guys from the US, I would say happy Thanksgiving. And it's shitty that guys from Europe just, have to work, but it is what it is. So I hope to see you all next week.
And they
We're
give
just
us
way
this
better
one.
at
And they give siesta on top of it every day.
siesta. The
Siesta.
siesta,
Or
Spanish.
whatever. Sorry,
that's
sorry,
Spanish.
I'm an ignorant. I'm an
like,
ignorant American.
Yeah, I think only 2 countries have siesta in Europe. I'm not sure, but that's what I think. But yeah, the Dutch are very good at complaining, so that's what I'm gonna keep doing, guys. So anyway, have a great Thanksgiving, and I hope to see you all next week. Thanks for being here. Invite your friends, by the way. Tell other people about the do's or don'ts. If you have projects that you want to have on stage, please DM me, either my own account, Hypersurface account, reaching me on DM, whatever you prefer. I'm always online. And let's keep it going, guys. Yeah, once again, thanks for being here. I hope to see you all next week.
Thank you. Amazing.
Thanks so much for having me.
Bye bye.
Bye, everyone.